I didn't know who I was yet, but I knew that this word had correctly defined me. This one moment reflected back all the insecurities I already had about myself, which meant it must be true. And so I believed it, easily, without question. Maybe you are like me. Maybe someone else's words have reduced you. Maybe you've been made to feel invisible, or inferior, or inadequate, or ashamed. Shame is like Stockholm Syndrome. It holds us hostage, and after a while, we subconsciously embrace it because it's become our method of survival. Shame is our captor, and we were never meant to be held captive. We were meant to be captivated. God promises to restore the years the locusts have eaten, avows in Isaiah that in place of your shame, you will have a double portion. Chapter 61, verse 7. Our entire covenant is based on redemption, and the Bible holds the blueprint to interrupt our insecurity. I spent my formative years in a cycle of feeling hopelessly uncool. All I ever wanted was to be a cool girl, to shed the wrapping of shame and live with confidence. I checked out books from the library on the topic, even underlining and highlighting one titled How to Be Popular. I totally tried flirtatiously dropping my pencil in front of the cute boy who sat behind me, but surprisingly, he didn't ask me to be his date to homecoming, thereby cementing my place among the cool kids. Instead, he just wordlessly handed the pencil back to me and simultaneously shattered all of my dreams, as well as my trust in coming-of-age films. No makeover, no debut of my ugly duckling to swan transformation in front of his friends. Nothing. From the moment the glossy-haired girl discarded me with her once-over, I embraced a new sense of self-worth that felt less than, cast aside, and rejected. It felt shameful just to be me, even if I didn't understand why. And the thing about shame is that it seeps so deeply, rooting so firmly within us that it becomes enmeshed with who we are. It becomes a filter we don't even realize we've layered over the top of our feelings and responses. It becomes our reason for rather than our reason why not. And once it takes root, it breeds an insecurity that colors all of our interactions. As an adult, I listened to Brené Brown on a stage at a TED Talk, describing shame as the intensely painful feeling or experience of believing that we are flawed and therefore unworthy of love and belonging. I heard it as the definition of how I was living. Shame in action strips us of our confidence. It decimates our self-worth. Worst of all, it distorts the truth of who we were created to be. It ensnares us with its subtle lies, leaving us longing and lonely. Somewhere along the way, I collected all the tiny moments of hurt and embarrassment and insecurity, and I decided they comprised who I was. I was like a sieve. All the good things and encouraging words passed through me like water, leaving only the muck behind. I felt worse than invisible. I felt insignificant. And like many women I know, I buried the beauty that was uniquely knit into me by my Creator when He formed me in my mother's womb. Psalm 139, verse 13. I quit nourishing the gifts that were waiting to bloom within me. I believed in a good God, but missed connecting His goodness to who I was. Shame keeps us striving for acceptance, but grace gives us eternal belonging. This is where everything turns around. This is how we unlock the mystery. This is where we rewrite the girl code and change our heart narrative to mimic the Almighty instead of the mean girls. The good news is in the good news. You only get 2 chapters into the word before it comes spilling out. Both the man and his wife were naked, yet felt no shame. Genesis chapter 2, verse 25. This is how life began, in our Eden, naked and unashamed. This is more than a longing. This is how we were created to be. This is the divine design of our humanity, that we would live with one another, uncovered and unburdened. For years, I stayed locked inside myself, and then I swelled full and gave birth to new life. As I held my newborn daughter in my arms, I knew I had to conquer my battle with insecurity for her sake, so she could grow up with a mother who modeled a confidence that comes from what is holy. So I opened the Bible along with my heart and made a commitment to overcome. I went through a metamorphosis of spiritual renewal. My friend Elisa is a life coach, and she says real change happens when you start embracing fresh attitudes and